This is a game theoretic representation of buying gifts among siblings. The scenario. Every year when it is my mum's birthday, I go back home to celebrate. As I am always busy at university, I usually rely on a quick trip to the shops in Birmingham train station last minute to buy her a gift. Now, when it comes to choosing a gift to buy, I always consider whether I should also buy a gift on behalf of my sister, who I know is also very busy. But there is always the risk she has already bought a gift from herself, or even, presuming I was busy too, bought one from both of us. I try ringing my sister, but she never answers her phone, so I can't discuss the decision with her. Unbeknown to me, at the same time, my sister back home is in the shop herself, facing the same scenario. Should she buy a present from herself? Should she also buy one on behalf of me, or will she presume her older sister has taken care of it? Setting up the game. So, how can we represent this game as a game theoretic problem? We can build a 3x3 matrix showing the two players, myself and my sister, and our three possible actions. There are 9 potential outcomes, and each player assigns a numerical value to each, known as a utility satisfaction, based on their own preference ordering, as shown on the next slide. This is the preference ordering, and this is for me, but preference ordering is symmetrical, so it also applies to my sister. So the highest utility gained is when Sally buys on behalf of both of us and I don't have to buy anything, and the lowest utility gained is when I don't buy anything but my sister just buys for herself. Some assumptions. It's a normal form game, so both myself and my sister choose simultaneously. There is perfect information, so both myself and my sister know all the available actions to each of us and their relevant payoffs. No collusion is allowed, so communication cannot happen between myself and my sister. We cannot discuss what actions we are going to choose. Remember, she never answers her phone. Rationality. A player is said to be rational if he seeks to play in a manner which maximises his own payoff. It is often assumed that the rationality of all players is common knowledge. This is the game matrix, so you can see myself and my sister and our 3 possible actions. So, finding a solution to the game. We're going to use iterated elimination of strictly dominated strategies. A strategy dominates another strategy of a player if it always gives a better payoff to that player, regardless of what the other players are doing. Rational players do not play dominated actions because the dominating strategy yields a higher expected payoff regardless of the rational player's beliefs regarding other players' strategies. So we're going to repeatedly remove these dominated strategies. Here is the matrix. So if we first look down at Mary's available options, and we can see that middle is dominated by left. That is because 6 is higher than 4, 6 is higher than 5, and 7 is higher than 3. So we can remove this column. Now, Sally knows that she will not play middle, so if she then looks at her rows, we can see that middle is dominated by up, because 6 is greater than 4 and 7 is greater than 3, so this can be removed for Sally as well. Now we go back to looking at Mary's options, and we can see that right is dominated by left as 6 is greater than 1 and 7 is greater than 2. So we remove that. And finally we are back to Sally, and we can see that it's best for her to buy a gift on behalf of herself. So we remove that. And here we can see the solution. So they're both going to buy a gift on behalf of themselves, and that gives 6, 6. Lessons learnt from the solution. If iterated elimination of strictly dominated actions eliminates all actions but one, then these actions represent the unique Nash equilibrium. So we know we have found the Nash equilibrium to our game. The Nash equilibrium occurs when all the players are simultaneously making a best reply to the strategy of the choices of the others, and no one can do better by changing the strategy, i.e. every player in the game is doing as well as they possibly can. Note, however, although Nash equilibrium always survives elimination of strictly dominated actions, elimination of strictly dominated actions does not always lead to Nash equilibrium, and we may have to use a best response technique instead. Thank you for watching.